Well, hello everyone. If you are on this side of the internet, that means you're here to talk about books or music. And today we are talking about music. And if you just stumbled across my page, it's fine. Make yourself comfortable. We're going to have a good time. Today we are talking about music. And I actually need to go and grab my cup of tea to get ready. You know me, I'm always back to the 90s, back to when R&B was living its best life and in particular its best slow jam life. And this is what we're going to do today. We are going to talk about an album that was released in 1998. Well, we are in Canada, we are in Ontario. There is a young girl who is consistently crafting her art. She's consistently honing her voice. She's taking part in talent shows and musicals. Well, she loves music. She grew up listening to gospel music, and her first concert ever, as she remembers, it's her going to see the Clark sisters live. So you get the basics, you get the base, you see where we are going. So she participates to competitions, and because the girl is really gifted, she is starting to get a name for herself. People are starting to take notice of this young girl with this big, beautiful voice and this positive energy on stage. She had something special. She had that sweet, smooth voice that could make butter melt instantly. That was a nice one. Well, she could make melted butter jealous. This is how smooth her voice is. Her voice was crystal clear, the delivery was elegant, and she seemed to be in control. She had this stage presence, even though she was still very young. She had that voice with a little bit of blues, a bit of bouncy R&B. She has this classic foundation and the gospel foundation. So yeah, that's a nice mix. Do you have an idea of who I am talking about? Do you have an idea of the singer we're going to talk about today? Well, give yourself 5 points if you've been able to find out who we are talking about today. We are talking about the amazing singer, songwriter, vocalist, Tamia. Hey. Instant nostalgia. Wow. Tamia, Tamia, Tamia. We really have to be serious when we talk about Tamia, her music, and her vocal abilities. She's a serious singer. She's just mind blowing. You need to see her live. I went to see her live. I keep on forgetting all these artists I went to see live. I went to see Tamia live and I was so impressed. I was like, how does she sing like this live? Like the exactitude of her singing, and she was very lively on stage. She was pouring out all the emotions. I mean, her interpretations were really emotive. She was really breathtaking. I really, really, really enjoyed seeing Tamia live. It was one of my best concerts, to be honest, in terms of vocal performance, in terms of artistry. It was amazing. It was great. Well, Tamia, Tamia, Tamia. I'm going to say it 3 times. every time. Tamia, 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 Tamia. Anyways, Tamia, I think you cannot talk about R&B history without mentioning Tamia. Now, there are a couple of things that sometimes put her on the periphery of discussions, which is totally unfair and we should be absolutely corrected. Put her at the center, okay, of R&B discussions. I think it's because she is from Canada. I think it plays a big part. Because sometimes I guess um, audiences can be a bit territorial, and also the fact that she took the independent route quite early. I mean, before it became popular to become independent, she was already taking that route. However, you know what? Do not fret, because people who know that Tamia is a central artist. I mean, when you talk about R&B, she has to be part of the discussion. Those who know. And we'll talk a bit more about her first album. This is what we're going to focus on today. And hopefully I'll make more videos about her discography, her other albums, and I'd like to spend some time talking about what makes Tamia so special and how she managed to cement her position in the world of music and in particular R&B music. So let's go back to the early years before I dive into this album review. So Tamia is from Canada. She grew up listening to a lot of gospel music, and yes, she remembers her first concert being the Clark sisters. Does that ring a bell? Faith Evans as well is a fan of the Clark sisters. I always manage to talk about Faith Evans. I mean, you get the point. I love her so much. Anyways, Clark sisters, she loved it. She became a fan, and she grew up listening to the Clark sisters a lot. Other influences are what I would call the big vocalist. She mentions as influences Shaka Khan, Yolanda Adams, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, and when you listen to Tamia, you can definitely feel the influence of Whitney Houston in her singing, the way she sings, the way she interprets her songs. For me, there are a lot of similarities with the way Whitney Houston interprets a song. So very young, Tamia started to study the piano and also voice. Okay, she learned how to use her voice, how to master her voice, how to use her voice as an instrument, and she was mentored by a renowned musician called Eugene Davis. I do hope I pronounced this name properly. Eugene Davis encouraged Tamia to believe in her vocal abilities, and she started to participate to a lot of competitions, talent shows, and musicals. She gets noticed very quickly because there is no question the girl is super talented, and she even ends up singing for the prime minister at the time in Canada. Can you imagine this? And she was not yet over the age of 18. So all of this before the age of 18. Yes. So when she sings, she performs for the prime minister at the time. She gets noticed by Warner Bros. They approach her, and she's just 18 at the time, and she ends up signing a development deal with them. A development deal means that the company is going to invest in you to support your growth. They're going to pay for your studio sessions. They're going to provide training. They're going to give you access to a lot of resources. They're going to allow you to network, to perform in different avenues. And this often leads to a full recording contract. While she's under this development deal, she meets Quincy Jones. Like a lot of people, he's very impressed by Tamia's talent, her vocal abilities. He first proposes her to sing on his album, which is like a collaboration album called The name is always tricky for me. It's called Q's Q's Juke Joints, released in 1995. On this album, Tamia appears on two songs. There is one song, the star song, You Put a Move on My Heart. Now, can you imagine? Thanks to these two songs, Tamia becomes one of the only artists who managed to get two Grammy nominations, even though she did not have her own album out. She was just taking part to a collaboration album, but she did not have her own material out yet. However, good for her. I mean, amazing for you, Tamia. Thanks to this appearance on Quincy Jones' collaborative album, she got her first two Grammy nominations. So this is amazing because she was just 19 years old at the time. And this is how she started her career. So today I am focusing on her first album, the self-titled album, Tamia. It was released on April the 14th of 1998, and I think it's a good release date because it is spring and this album really feels like spring. I mean, this album is so fresh, so elegant. I mean, this is the type of album that you would listen to on a fall or winter evening with a warm blanket and with candlelight, I believe. But the album being released in spring really makes sense to me. And this album was released through Quincy Jones' label called Quest Records. I think this album is a fantastic debut. It is well balanced in the sense that it really showcases Tamia's vocal ability, the production is well crafted and it allows her to shine. The album is ballad heavy, but this is Tamia in her best element. It's highly enjoyable. It's really sultry, it's really delicate, it's a really elegant listening experience, and for me, it's a pure demonstration of talent, of vocal ability, vocal prowess, but also vocal mastery and coolness. Because Tamia, she's singing like it's nothing. She's in her element. She's in control. She's showing us that she's a vocalist. She's in control. She knows what she's doing. She's never over singing. It's never not enough and it's never too much. It's just on the right level. I mean, vocally, she's always on the right level to make her voice blend with the production in an exquisite way. For me, this album is an incontestable showcase of vocal excellence, and listening to the songs, I think the album kind of targets a more mature audience, but you also have catchy, youthful songs. And you also get to see that Tamia is quite versatile with her voice. She can easily move from a mellow, sweet, tender timbre to a more compelling, powerful, resonant delivery. But what is more impressive, as I said earlier, is the agility, the exactitude, the control of her voice, the way she controls her voice. For me, it is the talent. It's polished, it's on the right level, and it's so enjoyable. I mean, throughout the album, we get to experience an enjoyable, impressive, musical and vocal moments. I mean, for real, I really enjoy listening to this album. Looking at the credits, because I'm talking about the voice a lot, looking at the credits, I did see that Tamia gets writer's credits on 5 tracks, which is good. That is good, Tamia. You need to work on your pen game. I really like singers, songwriters. So that's it. Bonus points for you, Tamia. The album got moderate commercial success, but we don't care because we know that sales are about marketing and a bunch of other things about how the labels and how the companies invest in you, how they deal with you, whether they know what to do with you or not, whether you have a supportive team or not, whatever. Numbers, numbers, and we know it now. Numbers do not always correlate with talents. Yeah, and I'm glad people realize it now. I mean, it's always good for an artist to sell a lot, but we know that it's not the your sales are not always indicative of talent. I mean, it's good that a lot of people enjoy your music, but it doesn't mean that you're a bad artist. Anyways, going back to Tamia, moderate commercial success, but the album was critically acclaimed. It received significant critical success, and this album allowed her to receive a large number of accolades, recognitions from her peers, and an overwhelming amount of praise for the quality of this album up to this day. So yeah, Tamia is really a household name. You cannot do without Tamia. Some of the songs were leaning toward pop, some other songs were leaning toward a more jazzy vibe, a more bluesy jazzy vibe. So there was some type of crossover appeal within the album, which I appreciated. And yeah, otherwise, this album has a strong, intimate vibe, like a late night radio show, a quiet storm vibe. And it's really interesting to have this mellow late night vibe with the powerful, elegant, but also comforting voice of Tamia. So it's really a nice experience. If you like music, if you like R&B, it's a really nice experience. As I said earlier, this album is really like the soundtrack of a fall or winter evening. It's raining outside with the glow of the candlelight, with your warm blanket and the soothing voice of Tamia. And you're sitting with your warm cup of tea or your homemade soup. I don't know. Talking about tea, I need to go and get my tea because I actually forgot about it. Here we go again. I've started to talk and I'm gone. But Tamia, as I was talking about this soothing voice, Tamia really has this voice. I mean, in her timbre, she has this sweetness that makes you feel like everything's going to be okay. So I like to listen. Honestly, personally, I like to listen to this album usually during the evening when I want to have a cozy evening. I actually light up a candle, um, and when I want to have a cozy, nice evening, I put this album. Right, let's start, and I will give you my final thoughts after this album track by track review. Track number one. The opening track is a track called Imagination. I like the interpolation, Jackson 5. Things to do, the things we do that keeps me loving you. Imagination, and when you're in me, ain't got no just set you free, free. You close your eyes, and the things you think about the most they come to life. When your relationship is headed for the rocks, kiss everything on this spot, stuff you ain't never seen. Okay, we have a nice, sweet, cool R&B song. Quite enjoyable. Tamia doesn't take too many risks on this song. Chorus is catchy. I like the interpolation at the start of the song. But Tamia doesn't take too many risks vocally. I think this track lacks the power it needs to have as an opening track. It needs to catch you off guard or to, tickle your interest. And I feel like this track was cool, but it was a bit generic. If we know what Tamia is capable of, I think this track didn't allow her to showcase her talents. It didn't really give her an avenue to shine vocally, and that is my regret for this track. I think it shouldn't have been the opening track. I think this track was a bit clumsy. I just feel like this track didn't really fit the universe of this album or the general mood of the album. This track would have probably been suitable in one of her following albums, maybe the album More that was released years later. But this track, I just don't feel like it really belonged there. But because Tamia is a great singer, I'm still going to give her 3.5 hearts for track number one. And although the chorus is catchy, I didn't like the bridge on this song, and I am a fan of bridges. I really pay attention to the bridge of a song, and I did feel a bit let down for this one with this bridge. This track is a bit too safe. It's not too impressive, and it's not really a standout track. So I wonder why it was placed as the opening track, really. I just feel like this track is a little bit superficial. It lacks the richness that we can have in terms of interpretation with a singer like Tamia. With the talent she has, I expected more depth for an opening track, something a bit more dramatic or something that is really smooth, something that goes with her. Tamia works very well with ballad material. Instead, we have an up-tempo song, which is, as I said, it's a catchy song, but I just feel like it was a bit clumsy on this album and not as an opening track. No. Honestly, as an opening track for Tamia, I expected a song where she could, as I said, showcase her vocal power. I expected a song where she could have been able to release these um, powerful notes, where she could belt a little bit, but also have these sweet moments of vulnerability, showcasing her range. I expected her to be stretched vocally just to pull the listener in. You need to pull the listener into your album, and this is Tamia we're talking about. So, not sure about the track listing. Track number one, yeah. However, track number two is the track of the album. I mean, this is the gem, and this album is a solid album. There are a few other tracks that are highlights of the album. But it's like track number two is here like to make up for the mistake of track number one, and because track number two is so powerful, we are going to forgive the misstep for track number one for the opening track. So track number two, So Into You. This song is a classic, it's a gem, it's a diamond. You just hear the few starting notes and you know what song it is. It's just a beautiful song. This song really shines. It's like the perfect mid-tempo ballad. It's just so lush. It makes you feel good. It's really a feel-good song. You get the vibe. Just what my dreams are really made of. Together, you and me, boy. There's no one like you around, oh baby. I really like what you really explain it. I am so into you. I really like. I remember one day I was on IG and someone posted under this song. This song, I think the person said, this song feels like your favorite day is about to start, or this song feels like the best day of your life is about to start. I mean, that's the feeling. I mean, this song has such a feel good energy, a deep, radiating feel good energy. It shines really. The song is really smooth, elegant, nature, and it's just about falling in love with someone. And in terms of melodies, in terms of arrangements, it's much more interesting than track number one. And even in terms of the lyrics, even though the lyrics are just about falling in love and expressing your deep feelings towards someone, track number one, in terms of the lyrics, was a bit, also a bit, I didn't really get the lyrics of track number one. I think it was about losing passion and interest in a relationship and trying to use your imagination to rekindle the flames, or to just to keep the spark. But track two is more harmonious. So into is more harmonious. The lyrics, the harmonies, the melody, it all blends together beautifully. And the bridge is so smooth. I told you how much I pay attention to bridges. The bridge is so smooth, so magical almost. What is very interesting in this song as well is that with her use of ad libs, we are exposed to her range, like the way she uses her lower range with her ad libs, the riffs and the runs is really, really beautifully executed. It really adds a lot of charm to that song. And the bridge is just amazing. You know, I told you how much I pay attention to bridges, how much I like a nice bridge. And the bridge in So Into You is just, it's beautiful. It's lush, dreamy. There is something so comforting about the song. What I feel with you. Oh yeah. Don't you ever leave my side. I feel so right. The song is perfection to me. It's such a beautiful, gorgeous song. What can I say? I feel like Tamia gives us a perfect interpretation. Vocally, she's amazing, and it's such a feel good song. So for me, 5 out of 5. 5 hearts for this song. If I could, I would give 7 hearts out of 5, because it really goes beyond my expectations. And it's a classic song. I mean, 27 years later, people still know the song. People still love the song as deeply as they used to love it when it was just released. And it is just one of those classic R&B songs. Um, so yeah. So into you, Tamia, honestly. So thank you for this. I This is one of the songs that I still listen almost on a daily basis. I'm not gonna lie. I listen to this song a lot, a lot, a lot. It does make me feel good. Like even when I feel a bit down, I would listen to this song and feel better. You know, that's the power of music. The transmutative power of music, you know. So yeah, perfect song for me. Thank you, Tamia. Track number two, So Into You. We forgive you for the mistake of the opening track. And we move on to track number three. We are still on a winning combo because track number three is Never Gonna Let You Go. We are going from one strength to another strength because Never Gonna Let You Go is a very strong track on this album. I really, really liked this ballad and it's very well executed. It's more mature, but really, really enjoyable nevertheless. This song was another great opportunity to display Tamia's vocal agility, and what I really liked in this song was the bridge. The bridge was amazing in this song. And also, I liked that in this song we can see the agility, the dexterity of Tamia and the way she uses her voice. She's really precise, and there is this really nice, enjoyable, crystalline quality in her voice. Her voice is almost, not almost, her voice is crystal clear. Her tone has this bell like quality. You know, the sound of a bell, really clear, really smooth, but really, powerful. Like that's what Tamia makes me feel. And it's quite similar to Whitney Houston's timbre in some aspects. So in this song, Never Gonna Let You Go, I like the melody, I like the chorus. It's simple, nothing groundbreaking, but it's efficient. It's really, really effective. The formula is simple, but it's well orchestrated and it works, so why not? The vocals are lush, almost ethereal, and it creates a really sweet atmosphere. Everything is perfectly balanced. Is as I said, not too much, not too little. It's the perfect measurements, the perfect balance between intensity and quiet restraints, elegant restraints. This track, we have the participation of Mario Winans on the production, and he also wrote the song. You can actually hear him on the backing vocals on this track. And you know what's funny is the fact that in 1998, Faith Evans also released a song called Never Gonna Let You Go. You know, it's crazy. I always find a way to mention Faith Evans whenever I talk about music. I know you know it. I love her. But yeah, it's just interesting that in the same year, same musical genre, we have all these songs with the same title, Never Gonna Let You Go. I mean, it's just 90s R&B, the romance, you know. That's it. Anyways, Never Gonna Let You Go was a very, very good song. I gave 5 hearts out of 5. 5 out of 5. So we have a strong, you know, a strong boom boom. You tell me that it's time to say goodbye. You can't even look me in my eye. Did I do something wrong? We can make a new start. I remember better. No, 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 no. That's the bridge. Really simple but efficient. I love this track. Oops. Love this track. Track number 4, Falling for You. This is one of my favorites. With Falling for You this time, we have an up-tempo track, and Tamia shows us that she can also be comfortable on an up-tempo track. She's really at ease on this track. She's a bit more assertive. There's more playfulness in this track, and I really, really love the change of direction in terms of tone in this song. But it's a really fun, cheerful, catchy song to listen to, and vocally she's at the top of her game once again. I love the fluidity of the song, the way that Tamia really plays with her tone. Her tone changes a lot. I feel like she's having a lot of fun on that track, and really the track is a very strong track. I think this track should have been a single, honestly, because if they wanted to showcase Tamia on an up-tempo track, this would have been the track. And also, instead of having Imagination as an opening track, if they wanted to have an up-tempo track as an opening track, this should have been the one. It's really, really one of my favorites on the album. It's well crafted, well executed. The energy that I get from the song is really good. And I like that it shows that Tamia is extremely comfortable with ballads, but we cannot just narrow her to this genre. She can also be at ease on an up-tempo track, and I really like this. Listen to her lower register. It's so interesting the way she's changing her tone. She's really having fun on that track. It's really nice. She's really showing off as she should. And it is effortless. It flows like water. It's so very well executed. We have this serious vocal acrobatics. Tell me, boy, is it true? I get a rush when I think about you. Lose control of my body and my soul. And when you hold me, I don't wanna let go. You heard that lower register? And toward the bridge. Um yes, I mean it's really a highlight of the album. It does stand out. So obviously 5 hearts for this song. And once again, if I could, I would give 7 hearts because this song is mwah, wonderful song. And vocally, there is so much more I want to put on this video, but I have to be time aware. I really love it when she goes deep to go and find this lower register. I love this, and it's really a momentum in that song because we are used to Tamia, like up till now we are used to Tamia using her higher range, but now she goes deeper and it's really interesting. It's really nice to hear it on this track. So 5 hearts, and if I could I would give 7 hearts. That was track number 4, Falling for You. Moving on to track number 5, Show Me Love. This is a nice ballad. We're going back to the ballads. Notice so far track 2, 3, 4 were perfect. And now we're going back to something a bit calmer, smoother. This is a nice ballad. It's well executed again. I think groundbreaking, but because the execution is exquisite, it just makes the beauty of the song. Once again, there is this intimate, relaxed feel to that song. It's grown and mature, always dedicated, always classy and elegant. Once again, the formula is simple, but it works. The vocals are excellent, and the performance on the song is full of emotions. So, what more do you want? I mean, 5 hearts for me. I mean, I cannot find any default to the song. Beside the fact that I say the formula is simple, but it works. Musically, it's highly enjoyable. The vocals are amazing. The song is really sweet to the ears. So 5 hearts. The bridge does bring a bit of dramatic climax. We have more intensity. So it's good because it does bring nuance to the song. It's not the flat song. We have some movements, which is good. And yes, once again, the chorus is delicious. Show Me Love is another one of my favorites. Okay, lovely song, lovely song. If you want to have a nice, lovely, reflective, or romantic evening, or cozy evening, it's another feel good song. And it's important to have some time for yourself when you can unwind, feel good. look after yourself, relax. And this album, it makes me feel so relaxed and it makes me feel good. Moving on to track is it moving on to track 6, and everything was going so perfectly well. We had track 2, 3, 4, 5. They all had 5 out of 5, did they? And everything was going a bit too well. We're moving on to track number 6, Rain on Me. For Rain on Me, I do feel like we are starting to lose a bit of steam. I did not um, really enjoy this song. I think the previous tracks were so strong, and then we get to Rain on Me, which lacked a little bit in terms of character. So for me, I think the sequencing is starting to be a bit faulty again at this stage. And that's a shame because we almost had a no fault sequencing. It was such a strong moment. We had So Into You, Never Gonna Let You Go, Falling for You, Show Me Love, excellent songs, and then Rain on Me. So for Rain on Me, I'm not sure about vocally again, everything is good, but I'm not sure about the structure of the song. I did feel like the verses didn't really go well with the chorus. The song did feel a bit disjointed for me. Um, I like them separately. I like the verses on their own. I like the chorus on its own, but as a whole, as a song together, for me it was a bit clumsy. The chorus was promising, but it's just the structure of the song. It did lack the punch, it did lack the character. And I think it also needed deeper storytelling. So Rain on Me, I gave 3.5 hearts out of 5 because of all the points I have mentioned. I did like the cinematic effect of the track. It did save the track a little bit, but for me that wasn't enough. That wasn't sufficient. See the cinematic effect, the rain falling, and the track really does have a strong, quiet storm feel. Going through, you would have let me know just what to do. Now this was not my plan. Would you rain on me? I'm begging, please. As I said, really, 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 I really appreciated the verses on their own and the chorus on its own. It's just them together. To me, it didn't fit. Maybe a different chorus on that song would have made the song better, different verses. But for me, I preferred the verses a bit more than the chorus. I don't know, both of them were good, but to me, they just didn't fit together. And for me, maybe a different chorus with the verses on that track would have been better because the verses were not bad. They were actually quite good. They were actually quite good. Moving on to track 7, and unfortunately, we continue to lose steam. This is, we are almost there to that fully classic album. Track number 7, Is That You, featuring German Dupree. I forgot to say track 1 was also featuring German Dupree. Did I say it? I don't know. It's not to incriminate German Dupree, not at all. I just think I forgot to mention it. Anyway, Is That You, featuring German Dupree? Another attempt at an up-tempo track, but that feels a bit clumsy. That feels a bit um it just doesn't feel like it belongs here. I'm so sorry to say that. To me, I didn't really get that track. I didn't really know why it was on the album. It was probably as a way to showcase Tamia's ability to perform on an up-tempo track, which was done very well in a wonderful way on Falling for You. But on this one, I didn't get it. So for this one, I gave 3 hearts. I never went below 3 simply because Tamiya's is She's an incredible singer. I just think the choice of production for this track was not the best choice. Funny enough, I do like the bridge on that song. That's the chorus. So it's not a bad track. It's not a bad track at all. The chorus is catchy, is more playful, is more daring. I just feel like it doesn't fit the vibe of the album. Falling for You did fit the vibe because it had this bright R&B touch, playful but still innocent, really sweet and romantic. And this one is up tempo, but a bit more, a bit more provocative, a bit more it's bolder. And I don't think it fits the vibe of this album. Once again, maybe in a different album it would have been a good choice, but here, no. I don't know. Sorry, I don't. It doesn't fit for me. So yeah, that's it. Track number 7 is That You featuring German Dupree, Three Hearts. Track number 8 is that no. Track number 8, Who Do You Tell? And we are going back on track. This is a ballad, well executed again. You might say to be generic, but vocally perfect. The structure of the song is good. The verses are excellent. Voice control is perfect. There's a good bridge. I mean, nothing new on the genre. It's a ballad, nothing groundbreaking, but it's executed in an excellent way. The vocals are amazing. It's really pleasing to listen to that song, really enchanting. And I love how she alternates these floaty vocals with these lines full of character in that song. So I mean, it's a very strong song, and Tamia is like, okay, let's go back on track now. I got a bit distracted with that Is That You song, but let me go back to what I do best. So, Who Do You Tell? I gave 5 hearts. It is generic, but it works. I'm not going to note this song down because it's generic. It is well executed, and that means if you are looking for a specific genre and you are looking for songs that exemplify the genre perfectly or beautifully, you can go to that song. So yeah, it's a five hearts for me. Who Do You Tell? Moving on to track number 9, Gotta Move On. This is a smooth, chill track. The guitar really complements Tamia's voice, but unfortunately, this track was not really memorable for me. It was smooth, it was a cool song, just not memorable. I think the guitar really blends well with Tamia's voice, and this is actually a recipe that she will reuse. Think about the song Officially Missing You, one of Tamia's biggest hits. So, this song, Gotta Move On, 3.5 hearts out of 5 for this one. Nice, cool song, but not memorable, especially if you compare to what Tamia can do. But when I grade the songs, I try to see them as individual songs, in their individuality, in a corpus of song, in a group of songs. So I try to see if the songs fit together, and I try to see each song for what it is. But even when I look at this song for what it is, it's 3.5 hearts because nice song, but not memorable. So you see, the middle of the album has been a little bit uneven, but now we are nearing towards the end of the album, and this is where we have a good bunch of heavyweight songs. Get ready, put your seatbelt on, and just get ready for the final tracks of this album. Track number 10, we have This Time It's Love. I just need to tell you now, the last three tracks are big. Okay. So it's a farewell note, but it's a big farewell note. It's like, okay, we're going to end this musical journey, but I'm going to make sure you remember me. This is what Tamia is telling us with these three farewell tracks. So, as I said, track number 10, this time it's love. Once again, it's just an excellent ballad. The vocals are absolutely amazing. That's why I'm not going to say it's generic. I mean, you cannot say maybe the structure of the song, it's a ballad, yes, but the vocals are just breathtaking, absolutely amazing. It's mature, grown, classic R&B. But whoa, whoa, whoa. Uh, it's everything is the everything. I love this song. I'm just gonna put it on now. The song is just really good. This time it's love. I gave 5 hearts. 5 hearts. When I hear one of these ballads, I have Whitney Houston in my mind because their terms are very similar, and the way they interpret these ballads, the vocal precision with the emotional weight, all of this executed so masterfully really makes me think about Whitney. I built a wall around this heart of mine, never letting no one in. Didn't think I'd need a friend until now. Certain way, I told myself just to be strong. One day the man will come along. So, where will I go when it's my turn? How will I know that you're the man I'm dreaming of? I hope this time is enough. What will I do when you need to listen to that bridge? When I listen to a song like this, I just put Tamia in the same category as the Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. We have to be serious. We have to be serious. She is just amazing. Maria Carey. There's such a difference in the way you pronounce her name in French and in English. Maria Carey. It's easier. Obviously, French is my first language, so easier for me to say it in French. Maria Carey. And in English, I always struggle. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey. Mariah. I just know how to say Mariah. Okay, that bridge, the bridge. Every single day with you, my love grows deeper and stronger. It's true, 'cause you show me things I've never known. You gave me strength to carry on. 'Cause sometimes I'm afraid to let you in, even though I know you're a good man. Still thoughts of doubt run through my mind. There's questions I have, so tell me what should I do? It's my turn. Where do I go? How will I know you're the man? I hope this time is love. What should I do? It's my turn. How will I know? How will I know that you're the man? I'm dreaming now. I'm dreaming love. Hope this time is my turn. How will I know that you're the man? I hope this time is love. So yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse me. There's nothing else to say. 5 hearts. 5 out of 5. I'm not even sure my words can give justice. I'm not even sure my words can give justice to the excellent vocal work on this album. The amazing delivery, the amazing interpretation. I don't know if I can do justice to this album. You need to listen to it. 5 hearts out of 5. I would give 10 hearts if I could. What more can I say? What more can I say? We are coming back strong for the end of this album. I love this part of the album. I love this part. Track 11, Loving You Still. Listen, if I look at my notes, actually for track 10, This Time It's Love, I actually wrote 6 out of 5. So 6 hearts out of 5. That's how much I loved it. And same for track 11, Loving You Still, I did put 6 hearts out of 5. Loving You Still is still very powerful. But this time, it's a very sentimental track, but this time it's a bit darker, it's a bit more moody. While track number 10, This Time It's Love, was a bit more hopeful. She's hoping that her new romantic connection will lead to love. But track 11, it's about having your heart broken. So the mood is different, it's darker, and she's using the lower range of her voice, which I told you I really really like to hear with Tamia, because for me it has more character, more weight. It's more colorful, it's more compelling, it's more assertive, and on this track she stirs up a lot of emotions. You know, these emotions when you have been hurt in love, you have been deceived, or you're just reflecting on the breakup of a relationship and you're in pain. So this song it's full of emotion. I think about Tony Braxton. I was thinking about Tony Braxton on this track on Loving You Still, because Tony Braxton is a queen. Um, she is a queen at interpreting sad breakup songs. Like, ooh. She does this very well. So this song does have a Tony Braxton vibe to it, but Tamia does it very well. The way she sings it is full of emotion, but she never oversings. She's never doing too much. She is convincing, but in an elegant, mature way. I love the emotional aspect of this track because she's very good at controlling her voice, at being excellent vocally, but also emotionally she's doing her part. She sings, the way she sings is like she's about to cry, and the more we go into that song, the more the song and the emotions gain in intensity. She's really pleading, but she's not doing this in a crazy out of control way. She's pleading with class. She's pleading with elegance. She's pleading in a grown and mature way, which is very interesting because she was very young when this album was released. There's a lot of melancholy on this song, but very well executed once again. Let's listen to it. This song feels like a stormy, rainy night where you feel a bit lonely, you're heartbroken, you have things to say. So you take a pen and a piece of paper to write down all you have to say to that person who broke your heart. Really Tony Braxton like. With different voices, very different voices, but you see the way they interpret that pain, the way they perform that pain on a song. It's very similar on that song. It's very similar on that song. And when will someone wakes up a dream I'm in? You can see the way I live my life. If you could see the way I cry at night. Oh, you could see the way I live my life. You could see the way I cry at night. You could understand the reason why. That I'm loving you. I'm in love with you still. Could hear me when I call your name. It's driving me insane. No, I'm never. There is something a little bit Tony Braxton like in the performance, in the melancholic performance. You know, Tony Braxton is one of the queens of melancholy. You could understand the reason why it's driving me. And once again, the guitar is marrying very well with Tamia's voice. Loving You Still, No Surprise, Five Hearts. It was amazing. Track number 12, Careless Whispers. This is a cover of George Michael's song with the same name. It's the interpretation is excellent, it's grand, it is exquisite, and she gives, I love the jazzy twist that she gives to that song, and vocally she's doing her thing. What can I say? I'm just gonna have you to listen to that track because you have to listen to it. Five hearts for me for this cover with a nice jazzy twist, a big quiet storm vibe as well on a lot of songs on this album. For this track I was hesitating between 4.5 and 5. I'd give it 5. It's the end of the album, I'm tired. No, I'm joking. I'd give it 5 because it's a really good song, really enjoyable to listen. I loved it. You have noticed that I moved on to track number 13. You put a move on my heart. I just feel like the end of the album is just so grandiose that my words will not make justice to Tamia's talents. I mean, she's absolutely shining at the end of this album. And this track, excuse me, Excuse me. You put a move on my heart is it is that track. Let me sit down. I need to sit I need to sit down properly to talk about this track, okay? You put a move on my heart. The voice, the performance, the vocals, the video, the agility, the dexterity of the voice. And the voice again. Hello, 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 hello. The voice, the voice. I can just stop here. The voice. You're gonna have to experience this song yourself. It's really the grand finale. I mean, this closing track is just parting with fireworks. I mean, this song really gives me goosebumps. It's one of these unforgettable songs, really. Closing the album with this song is just Chief's kiss. It's I mean, I was complaining about the sequencing, but having these last three tracks was just fantastic. Well done for this. We are really finishing this album with fireworks. It's like Tamia is telling us, okay, so this is my album. Before we part ways, I'm going to show you what I'm capable of. Remember me. And while she's singing that song, while she's delivering all these notes, while she's executing these runs, these melismas, these belts, she's not even sweating. She remains cool. It's like, this is what I do. This is my territory. I'm cool. I know what I'm doing. I have control of my voice. I have mastery. I'm a vocalist. She's showing off as she should, but always I mean, when I say she's showing up, I mean what I want to say it's a wonderful showcase of her vocal brilliance, and she's shining, but always with elegance, with class, and this is what I really love about Tamia. This last song, "You Put a Move on My Heart," is a cover from Micah Paris, and yeah, honestly, it's really this was a very beautiful musical experience, and the way Tamia says goodbye to us, it's like I miss her already. How are you going to leave me on a cliffhanger? How are you going to end your album with this wonderful, amazing, tantalizing track? This is like you end the album and you miss her already, and it makes you want to play the album again, minus a few tracks. But yeah, we end on such a high note, and I mean, clap for Tamia, clap, clap, clap. This was a strong, impressive, stellar debut album. I have to say, it was this close to being a perfect classic album. But I have to say, it was a strong debut album. The vibe is really intimate, very sentimental, a lot of emotions, but we always have this vocal precision. We have a serious artist. She's very serious about her artistry and her crafts. And I absolutely love her voice, her natural timbre, the way she uses different tones. She has this natural sparkle in her voice. It's very clear. It has a crystalline quality. And yeah, this album was really, really enjoyable to hear. It was really an enjoyable experience, a memorable experience, I have to say. Again, there are a lot of ballads in this album, a couple of up-tempo tracks, a few mid-tempos here and there. She is someone who does well at singing ballads. It might be her strongest point, but she's also very efficient on up-tempo tracks, as we have seen with Falling For You, track number 4. I just wished this aspect was exploited or explored a bit more on this album, but it's okay. It's a debut album. I think in this area, maybe they should have kept Falling For You as a display of her abilities on an up-tempo track and removed Imagination and and the other one, I think it was Is That You. Falling for You reminds us that Tamia can shine effortlessly on up-tempo tracks as well. Across this album, you will notice a significant Quiet Storm influence. This nice smooth blend of R&B, jazz, and soul to create this mellow, romantic, intimate vibe. You feel this across the album, and it's really enjoyable. It gives this mature vibe, this grown, mature vibe to the album, and it's quite nice. It works very well with Tamia. What really stands out across this album, once again, I think it's quite evident, it is Tamia's voice, her mastery, her excellent interpretations. She's just vocally superb. The way she's able to own a song, but also to give this strong emotional dimension to her interpretation. And she's capable of being super emotional when she performs, when she sings, without losing the vocal excellence, the vocal strength, and the vocal polish. In her vocal performances, she has shown that she can be very versatile, she can be sweet, she can be passionate, she can be a bit more assertive, she can be convincing, she can be darker and moody, and all of this once again without over singing or without being gimmicky or without exaggerating. As I said, for me, this album was this close to being a classic. For me, the only issue with this album is the couple of songs we have that were not as strong as the rest, because most of the songs on this album are super strong. But we have these three songs who do feel a bit like fillers for me. So we were this close to have a classic album. For me, I would remove these three songs and I would reshuffle the album a little bit. So I will trim the album out a bit. I would tighten it up a bit more, and I took some notes. I would have 10 tracks. I will keep it to 10 tracks, which is, it's a good number for an album. 10 tracks is good, especially if it's your debut album. You don't need 20 tracks. So this is what I would do. I would rearrange the sequencing. Okay, I would get rid of a couple of fillers that didn't really allow Tamia to shine. You know exactly which song I'm talking about, you will see. So my 10 tracks would be these. First of all, for me, I would have an intro, just like Faith Evans did. Yeah, Faith Evans again. But because she's a new singer, it's good for us to know who Tamia is. I would get her to do an intro, like introduce yourself, what's your vibe, what is your universe. So a nice intro so we can get to know Tamia, the artist. We can get into her universe to make it like an even more immersive universe. Minus the fillers, the album is quite tight. It's really a specific musical experience. You know, it's really quiet storm, intimate, jazzy, candlelit dinner. But a nice intro would have been nice. Then for me, track number 2 after the intro would be Falling for You. You start with an upbeat track, you start with a boom, you start with a boom, boom, boom. This is me, this is Tamia, see what I can do. Because Falling for You is delicious, a fantastic track. So number 2, I would put Falling for You. 3, Never Gonna Let You Go, to go back to something a bit smoother. After the upbeat track, you know, we transition back to her territory, to the ballads, but we start with something that is, you know, we are trying to get you to go to the ballads area. It's not too brutal. We don't put the big tracks, but Never Gonna Let You Go is to soothe you, to ease you into the ballad territory. Track number 4 would be Show Me Love. I think this is the perfect pre-track for So Into You. Yeah, so I would have Show Me Love followed by So Into You, because these two tracks go so well together. And then if you have So Into You as track number 5, this is the climax of the album, which is great because So Into You is that track. So I would have So Into You as the climax of this album. Then after So Into You, we have Who Do You Tell, to let people, you know, compose themselves after the magical moment that So Into You is. So you've listened to So Into You, it was, whoo, wow, this is amazing. And you need to chill a little bit because So Into You was a beautiful musical slap. So Who Do You Tell, which is also a very good, strong song, but you can breathe a little bit, you can sit down a little bit, you can compose yourself a bit. Then, bam, we go back again, seven, Loving You Still. We pick up again the intensity, the storm. We go back to, we had Tamia being happy, light, optimistic, playful, and now is the moody Tamia. We go to the darkness and we're like, whoa, we didn't know you could do this. We didn't know you could use your voice like this. We didn't know you could sing about pain like this. Then, oh, I love this. Track number 8 for me would be This Time It's Love. um because yeah, This Time Is Love, Careless Whisper, and You Put a Move on My Heart, these last three tracks were a perfect combo, so I would leave it as a perfect combo, and this would be my 10 tracks for this album. I think with this track list, this would have been a classic album of um 90s R&B. But this album is already significant in the R&B scene. I really, really enjoyed this album. I think it's an underrated album from the golden age of R&B. It's the type of album that people who are deep into R&B would know, but I wished it was more known in the mainstream sphere of people who enjoy R&B music. So I'm not gonna lie, what I do to my friends who are into R&B music, I kind of force them to listen to Tamia. Not force them because they know Tamia, but they might not be familiar with her catalog and her body of work. And Tamia does have a very strong catalog. She has been really consistent in releasing good music over the years. So clap for Tamia again. So yeah, it's coming to an end. Tamia's debut album, self-titled. The album is called Tamia. It's a really, really highly enjoyable collection of songs. R&B with soul, quiet storm, inflections, jazzy melodies. Some songs do lean a bit towards pop. It was a really, really enjoyable album. One of my favorite albums. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you listened to this album? What are your thoughts about this album? What are your favorite songs? I'm really glad that Tamia gave us a lot of timeless songs on that album. Yeah, it's a serious album. When you have timeless songs on an album, it means you've worked really hard and that you've done a great job. I do feel like on the R&B scene, Tamia is like, that woman that everybody likes, everybody knows. That girl, everybody knows her. She's not exuberant. She's not the type of woman to take center stage or to just be, I'm here, look at me. But when she gets on stage and she starts singing, everybody is like, whoa. She snatches everybody's edges. I feel like this is Tamia, and I like this about her. She's always been very elegant, very, very classy. She always let her talent speak for itself, and she also mentioned a lot of time that for her, balancing her family life, motherhood, and her marriage, her career, her personal health, her well-being has been really, really important for her. So as long as she has balance, as long as she is happy, I'm happy. Tamia, we love you. Thank you for all that you've done for the culture. Thank you for all that you've done for us through your music. We really, really appreciate you in the music world and in the R&B scene. This is a big thank you, Tamia. And that's it for me for our amazing, fantastic artist, Tamia. Let me know your thoughts about the album. I feel like today the camera was too close to me. Today, I'm not gonna lie, today I just had to do some grocery shopping for the house because I have to get ready to go and visit my parents in 2 days. So today the filming settings are not great. But we are here for the love of music. That's that's what matters, not the lighting, because I already know that lighting is terrible today. I did not take the proper time to make sure the lighting was good. I think, yeah, I have dark eyes. I mean, there are shadows on my face. We don't care. We are here for the music. Okay, so just so you know, today it's all about the love of music, not about the lighting and the visuals. But I really, really did enjoy doing this album review. It was important for me to do it now that I had time to do it. Um, so, yes, I hope you have enjoyed. I really, really want to discuss Tamia. So, leave your thoughts in the comments. I want to discuss Tamia. She is such an impressive vocalist. I think my next video is going to be a book review because I've done a lot of music reviews. I need to do a book review because I'm someone I don't know. I like to do a lot of different things. If I do one thing for too long, I start to get a bit like, so my next video is probably going to be a book review. And my next music review, I'm not sure who I want to do. Maybe I'm going to do Anastasia because she's also another vocalist. I mean, she's amazing. I don't know. Anastasia, I'm also still preparing Faith Evans. But yes, we'll see. Well, that's all for me. In the meantime, look after yourselves, do the right thing for you and the people around you, and try to contribute for something positive, okay, in this society, in your community, in your own life. This is very important. Look after yourself and don't forget to nourish your soul. Bye.